Welcome back to SnowRunner and Taymyr. On the last episode, we took the Dan into Rift and got everything done. Now we're heading back over to Zimnegorsk to get started on that map. Let's get started. We left the Dan in Rift by the service station. We're going to take it back into Quarry and pick up 2 concrete slabs to take over to Zimnegorsk, and we'll use them right away to get started building the bridge. We're going to go straight down the hill into the quarry. You do got to be careful go down this hill. Make sure you use your brakes. The Dan is a pretty stable truck, so not a whole lot to worry about here, just as long as you don't get the front end stuck on the ground. And somebody left the white Western Star right in the loading zone, so let's pull that truck out of the way first thing. Now before we get loaded, we'll run up the hillside there, up by that excavator, and there's a flatbed trailer up there that we can discover. We haven't even been up there yet, and we'll pull that trailer around and get connected to it. We'll need to take 2 concrete slabs with us in order to rebuild the Zimnegorsk bridge, so we'll get loaded up right away, and then we'll head out of here the same way that we have been taking. It seems like it's the safest route out. This is a pretty heavy load. That trailer is heavy by itself, and with a concrete slab on it, it's really heavy. So definitely gonna struggle a little bit through this mud. Nevertheless, we'll just use a winch to get ourselves out of here. We still have the mid-sized engine in the Dan. The power is definitely not where it needs to be pulling a load like this. We'll just have to alternate between low and auto to keep the truck rolling. It's making it though, just slowly climbing up this hill. Okay, now that we're up that, we should be able to cruise the rest of the way out of here. We'll need to use a winch to get up the last part of this hill. The Dan is definitely struggling in this situation. I'm looking forward to getting the top engine for it. And soon we'll have the top engine for the Taiga and also the raised suspension. We'll be able to get that truck upgraded to the beast that it's meant to be. And up ahead here, we'll find the trailer with the 4 vehicle spare parts that we left behind. We might as well grab this trailer and bring it with us into Zimnegorsk, since that's where we'll be using them. I just about drove off the road. I'm gonna have to drop this trailer to get myself back up. There we go. Okay, now we're in Zimnegorsk. We can actually start working here. Looking forward to it. Zimnegorsk is definitely the worst map of the 4 in the region, mainly because it has a lot of large boulders and deep mud that we're going to have to navigate. But I do have some alternative routes that I like to take that will help speed up some of the progress in this area. So the first thing I'm going to do is run into the garage parking lot here. We'll take these vehicle spare parts in there with us and leave them for later on. And I'm going to run the Dan through the garage to get refueled and repaired real quick before we head out on the map. You can take cargo into the garage as long as you don't make any major changes on your truck. Like say for instance, if you decide to change tires or engine or gearbox, the cargo will be deleted. You should be fairly safe because I do believe that it gives you a warning before proceeding that it will delete the cargo, but I've definitely made the mistake at times of running into the garage and accidentally deleting my cargo and having to go back and reload. But if you just need a refuel and a repair, you're definitely fine to run in there, loaded, and run back out. You cannot recover though. Okay, leaving the garage here, we're going to take our first right and head out on the map. I'm not going to bother activating tasks or anything like that right now. This right-hand turn will take you to a deep river crossing. I'm going to try to avoid that at all costs because the river crossing isn't that bad to get across. It's once you get to the other side, all the routes that you can take from there are nasty. And not only will they waste your time, they're going to waste all of your fuel. As I said before, the Dan is very fuel efficient, so that's one of the positives of taking this out. Less concern of running out of fuel. The special gearbox is also more fuel efficient than the advanced special gearbox. Now this bridge is out, so we're going to have to turn left and go up the hill. Unfortunately, there is no way to rebuild that bridge. It would be nice if there was. It would make crossing the map a lot easier. But we're starting to get to the point in the game now where instead of giving us the option to rebuild bridges to make it easier, we won't get that option. We're just going to have to find alternative routes across the map. Okay, we'll continue up this road a little ways, and it's going to Y off here to the left and to the right. We're going to take the right turn. We'll turn off here to the left. Just kind of be careful that you don't flip over. And you can see the trees on the right. We're going to go up and go around the tree line. And there's a shallow crossing that we can pretty easily get across as long as we don't drive over any big boulders and get beached on them. So we'll cross right here. There are some big boulders here to the left, so try to stay to the right if possible. And now that we've reached the main road again, it's pretty much smooth sailing from here. This is kind of the industrial district of Zimnegorsk. There's a few loading zones over here for different cargo we're not going to need at the moment, although we will here shortly. And just to my right is the bridge that we're going to rebuild. So we'll get this task activated, the Zimnegorsk Bridge Recovery, and it requires 2 concrete slabs, and that's it. So we came prepared. You can also drive down through the bottom there on the right side and drive across, both with scouts and trucks. You will have to winch yourself across the river, but you can do it if you don't have the bridge rebuilt and you just want to cross the map. Personally, if we come prepared, I'd rather just get the bridge built right away to save us some time. Now, after we cross the bridge, we can take our first left and into this loading zone here. There's kind of a factory warehouse. There's another task here. It's a metal beams delivery task. I got stuck on this wall. There we go. So we'll get this task activated. It's called metal delivery. We have to take 2 metal beams back to the warehouse, which is the garage we just came from. But before we do that, since we're over here and we have this truck, we're going to load 2 metal beams and we're going to haul them to the sawmill that's further down the map. We'll get that task taken care of and then we'll head back and get loaded and go back to the garage. So we'll cut through town here. There's a pretty nasty mud hole straight up ahead and a lot of trees. The trees are really what make it the worst because everything gets hung up on them. So I do like to try to go around it, but for some reason, I'm really struggling to get through here. So I'll try to winch myself through. Once you drive through here and make the trees disappear by driving over them, then each trip through here afterwards is a lot easier. It's always the first trip through that is the most difficult. You get hung up on everything, all the trash and tree branches. So we'll continue down the road out of town, and up ahead here we could continue following left on the road and that'll take us to the sawmill. But I do like to go straight and go through the trees. It's kind of a back entrance into the sawmill. It's a little bit shorter. I don't know why, but it seems like when I'm recording, nothing ever goes right compared to when I'm playing the game just by myself. I managed to get stuck on this pole, and I have to winch this trailer sideways to get out of here. And then straight ahead, there's a fence we'll just break through, and now we're in the sawmill. We'll get that task activated. It's a 2-part task. It requires 2 metal beams and 1 oversized cargo. The oversized cargo will come from the garage parking lot also, but we can get these metal beams delivered right away, and then we'll switch back to the metal delivery task, and we'll head into town, get reloaded, and we'll backtrack back to the garage. So as you can see, we're all the way across the map, furthest from the corner of the garage that we came from, and it really didn't take us that long to get here. It's not a huge map. It just has a lot of nasty terrain that really slows you down, and it makes it feel like going across the map takes forever. But by carefully planning your route and avoiding some of the obstacles along the way, it can definitely speed things up quite a bit. You can also turn right at that intersection and avoid all of this nasty stuff through here, and I'll probably start doing that in the future just to make things a little easier. See, now I've gotten hung up on this tree. It's like poking right into the front of my truck, but once you drive over it, it drops down into the mud and disappears. That's what we want. Unfortunately, each time you come into the map from another map, they all reappear. It's kind of a pain in the butt. There will be a few loads of cargo that we have to bring in from quarry, and so that will be the case when that happens. We'll head back into the metal warehouse here, get reloaded, grab 2 more. For some reason, I was thinking that it was glitching me there, and it wouldn't load up on the trailer, but whatever. We got it loaded. Let's get out of here. Now after crossing the bridge, we'll just take the first left. We'll go around this industrial area, and we're going to head back out the exact same way we came in. We'll take that shallow river crossing right around the tree line. Just stay to the left of the rocks here so you don't get hung up on them, and then straight up the hill. There's a tree up here that I always get hung up on when I'm coming this direction, so I'm going to run over it, try to get it to disappear. There we go. Got rid of that one. It's a little bit muddy through here. Just slowly make your way through it. We do have a pretty heavy load on. That's kind of the crux of this map, is the deep mud, and most of the trips require us to haul heavy cargo. So it's kind of a double whammy in that sense. Now that we're back to the pavement, it should be a pretty easy trip back to the garage from here. If you found value in this video, I do appreciate it if you'd like, subscribe, share, comment, all of the above. It helps my videos to get out to more people. I appreciate everybody's support so far. On the next episode, we're going to get started scouting out this map and pick up all the upgrades that I've been waiting to get, mostly for the Tayga and the biggest engine for this truck also. Definitely looking forward to that. The Tayga has been pretty disappointing to use so far in this region with the power struggles that it has had, and once we have that top engine, it's definitely going to perform a lot better. We'll pull in here and get unloaded, and that's it. Metal delivery is done. We've got a couple tasks taken care of. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.